Hello guys, this is Faded from S76, and for today's video, I will introduce or teach to you the inherit and crafting system of RuDN or Rune Dragon Nest gears here on Dragon Nest Mobile. So let's start. As we all know, or as we are all aware, the level 140 Rune Dragon Nest patch had been just released last August, or if I'm not mistaken, this was August 1. So other players, or most of the players, have noticed, of course, the gearing system, or the gear system, or the gear upgrade system. Whereas we have two options. So you can see here under the craft button. Then so after you press the button or the craft button, which is located below besides fairy button, you will be able to see this sub options. Okay, so we will only focus on craft, set, and inherit. So before that, or before anything else, we need to differentiate or know first the difference between crafting and inheriting. So when we say crafting, this means that we will acquire, or we will build a different or a complete different gear, which is Rune Dragon Nest gear. So here on the crafting system, as you can see, here are the list of items that we can create based on your character or based on the account. And these are the accessories. Gears. So since I'm a warrior, my system will automatically prompt or show the warrior gear selection. And for the accessories is here as well. And these are the selections, or the materials that will be required in order for us to create a specific or a specified gear that we wish or that we want to create. And for the crafting option, when we craft a specific gear, this will give random attributes, but guaranteed or rest assured that it will be legendary. So meaning to say, it will be a sure 7 stat random attribute, but it will be a random. Okay, so for the inherit, now unlike for the crafting, inherit is where we will convert our current gear sets. Okay, say for example, I'm currently wearing or equip ancient ice dragon gears. Okay, as you can see on my information here on the account. So when we inherit, what would happen when it comes to the materials is that the cost of the materials would be cheaper. Unlike for the crafting option, uh, it's like twice or thrice the amount of the materials cost needed in order to create or do such. Unlike for the inherit, which is way cheaper, as you can see. Here are the materials information. Okay, so when we inherit, what would happen is that our current gears that are being equipped as of the moment will be automatically transferred to the new RuDN gear. So say for example, here at the sword, okay, ancient ice dragon sword, I can inherit this now if I wish to, but for some reason I am still preparing for the refining phase. Okay, so my ancient ice dragon sword, or main weapon, this is my main weapon. It is these are the stats that I have or that I got. So as you can see, these are at maximum value. Okay, so we have strength 10,000, vit, agi, or agility. These are the main stats, which is now at a max capacity or max value, which would be 10,000. Okay, so physical attack, 2 physical attacks that sum up with the amount of, or with a total, or with a value of 50,000, and that's at the max as well. crit strike max as well. Well, that we would total to 100,000. Okay, so when we inherit, or if we are gonna inherit a specific gear or a specified gear, what would happen is that the current gear that you are equipping right now will turn into a Rune Dragon gear set. But the thing here is that the stats or the current stats that you have with your specified gear will be 100% transferred automatically to the RuDN or the Rune Dragon gear if you're going to use inherit. Okay, so if say for example, if I want to keep those stats for my next RuDN gear or for my next gear, might as well, the best option for me to consider would be to inherit, because I got maximum value of those stats already, so it would be a lesser burden for me to refine the equipment or the gears, since I already started at the max value. Whereas to the craft, as I said a while ago, the stats will be random and the value of those stats will be random as well. So it will not be guaranteed, or it will not be a sure result that the stat that you would get, or the random stat that you would get, would be a good value or a bad one. Okay, but crafting, but I'm not saying that crafting is not a good option, because um when a player, this will all depend on the player's discretion, or in the player's point of view or perspective, because we as players have different plans or strategies on what are we going to do next. So say for example, this for my for say for my instance, this main weapon that I got has max stats, sub weapon as well, and this one, and this not yet, because I'm still having a hard time refining and saving materials for the refined stones. This as well, this as well, this as well. See, I'm still at the face, or at the first phase of my boot. So how do we determine, or how will we know if a certain gear that we have is can be inherit, or what to do if we're going to inherit a specific gear, or if we're gonna craft a new one? So this is just a player discretion, okay? So in order for you to determine whether you will craft or inherit a gear, or a current or a specific gear, check out the stats. Okay, first thing that you need to do or to observe is to check the stats. Okay, so first, if the stats are at maximum value, might as well I highly consider you to inherit the specific gear, so that you could save a lot of amount of refined stones, so that you can prepare well enough when you equip your Rune Dragon gears. Okay, that's the first one. Now the second would be if the random stats that you got on a specific gear would have similar stats. Say for example, this one, strength. Strength. I got 2 strengths. I got 2 physical attacks. I got 1 agi, 1 vit, 1 crit strike. But that's good enough. Way good enough. Say for example as well here, I got 2 physical attack attributes. I got 2 crit strike attributes. That's well enough. So you observe on how many similar stats that you got on each gear, because that's one key factor, and later you'll know why. And let me show you this. Here's my helmet. Okay, it's at max value as well. So if you will notice, i I got, or I have 3 critical strikes. That's all the same. Three critical strikes on just one gear, which is helmet or headpiece. So why? Why did I say that inherit will be recommended if you have 2 or more similar stats? It's because when we craft RuDN, or if we're gonna equip Rune Dragon gears, or RuDN gears, or RuDN gears, there would be a feature there, whereas you would get a 10% additional stat increase if you will have four similar stats on a specified gear. Okay, so that's one big help. Okay, now that's how you determine whether you want, or that's how you determine if a current gear that you have should be inherited. Now for the craft, say for example the gear that you have has this kind of attributes. Let me go ahead and check. Mm, okay, here. Say for example this one. Say for example this one. I got physical depth, magic defense, two strength, which is not, I think, of the highest form of value yet. Okay, HP, critical strike, and critical strike. I think the crit strike has a good value. Strength is not, but those similar. Okay, those similar. Crit strike, crit strength, strength. Say for example, if a player or if I want to observe much more of the offensive stats, or I want my physical attack to go up and up and up. So I need to observe these two. It will always depend for the player on every player's aspect, as I've said. Okay, so here, excuse me, here on this aspect, we don't have any idea if this one is of a good value. Okay, so if you feel that you're not confident with the random attributes and the value of those stats that you got on a specific gear, might as well you consider crafting instead, so that you could like have a chance to get the stats that you want, or to get the value of the stats that you want. Okay, so there. All right. Now I'm gonna show you an example of an account that has already equipped a Rune Dragon gear, so that you could have at least a picture of what you're going to expect next once you equip your Rune Dragon gears. Okay. All right. So I was able to borrow an account which has currently equipped a Rune Dragon gear. Okay, so so as to what I have said, here is the next picture of what you're going to expect once you equip your Rune Dragon gears. As you can see, it's not yet fully equipped. Okay, so I think it's still missing three. Yeah, three out of seven gears. As you can see, the only Rune Dragon gears that this account has equipped are as follows: main weapon, sub weapon, gloves, and lower tunic or lower trousers. Okay, so now once you equip these Rune Dragon gears, what you're going to expect is that, okay, as for what you can see, these are the stats. Okay, well, all right. So now, once you equip these set of Rune Dragon gears, as to what I can observe, it will have 8 stats. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stats. Okay, say, and for this one as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, and for the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so observe the random attributes. Now, as to what I've said a while ago, if you're gonna observe a 4 similar stat for each gear, you would get a 10% boost of the stats. Here, as you can see, 4 strengths. So it would have an addition of 10% with the total amount. of the strength that you got. So that's gonna be a boost when it comes to your stats and as well as your battle points, or what we call BP. All right. So what else? Okay. Or here on for this instance, if you were able to upgrade or craft or inherited Rune Dragon gears or Rune Dragon Nest gears, what to expect on the refining system or the reforge system are as follows. Okay, so here, unlike on the ancient Ice Dragon gears, we do not have an idea or we do not have an identifier if the stat or if the value of the random stat that we got is a good value or not. So here, as you can see, it is the maximum value of the random stat for ancient Ice Dragon gears or AIDN gears. But as to you can see here, it's not yet at the max value when it reached Rune Dragon gears. I'm not sure if this one is inherited, but most probably yes, it is inherited. Okay, it is inherited because as you can see, the stats are at max value. Okay, so here is the bar progression. If the stat would be at the if the stat would reach at max value, it will be indicated below at the bar progression. Okay, so there. So which meaning to say, we need to have refined stones for this. And the refined stone requirement is S grade, Rune Dragon Gear refined stones. And the maximum value of the refining, or for the first phase refining, would be increased, would increase. The capacity would increase. So for this instance, it's old for the ancient, I think it's only around 15, yes, 15,000, and for the HP, 300,000 for the max value of the first fine phase, or for the first refining phase. Now, when it reached Rune Dragon, you need to increase, or the stat cap or the stat value had increased as well. Okay, it increased as well. So, take note that the Rune Dragon Gear Refined Stone is not that easy to attain, or is not easy to collect, or to gather, or to gain. Okay, but there would be options for you to be able to have this refined stones for refining RuDN gears. How if we are going to convert 3 pieces? Okay, I'm not sure if this one has 3P, or yeah, not sure. Okay, I'm gonna use this instead. So this is a B grade refined stone. I'm going to upgrade 3 pieces of the same kind in order to have, or in order for me to have at least one. Okay, so I have 7. So as to what I've said, you need to craft, or you need to upgrade 3 pieces of the same value in order for you to have, or to gain 1 piece of refined stone that is necessary to upgrade your Rune Dragon gears. Okay, the ratio conversion for this would be 3:1. For every 3 piece of this gear, or for every 3 piece of this refined stone, A grade refined stone, you will acquire 1 piece. Okay, and gathering refined stones is not that easy, or should I say, it's hard, because the only supply, or the only resource that we can gather, or to acquire, or to gain this refined stones are, first, the supply preparation nest guard that gives us refined and heraldry stones, opens only on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Second would be at the shop. Okay, at the shop, at the weekly, as you can see, we can at least purchase 100 pieces of this refined stones per week. So if you're going to convert this into Rune Dragon refined stones, you'll only get like at around 33 pieces, because it will be divided into three, right? And the last would be, or not, sorry, not last, but third main source of getting refined stones would be at the squad shop. Here, you can purchase as many as 80 pieces per day. Per day. Okay, and there would be other sources such as this one for the guild shop, but it's only like 10 per day. But it would give you like an extra amount, but not that much. Okay, so there. I think that all settles the the discussion. For the forge system, it will stay as the same as is. So you need to remember, you need to refine, or you need to prepare a lot of refined stones, so that you could at least gain more stats and improve your CP, so that you won't get left behind when you equip your Rune Dragon gears. Because if I'm not mistaken, look at the set effects, guys. Look at the set effects. For Rune Dragon, if you will reach the full set effect, it would give you 20,000 physical or magic attack boost. But if you're going to check here on ancient ice dragon, it's just the same as well. The set effect won't change. So that's why you need to prepare yourself in saving, or in preparing refined stones, so that you could at least get a little boost, or a little more boost. Because numbers would be useless if your stats won't like improve as well. Okay. And by the way, one thing that I need to remind you guys on, when it comes to inherit, okay, when it comes to inherit, you cannot inherit Rune Dragon gears if your current ancient ice dragon gears are not legendary. I think it's here. I think it's stated here on the information. I think it's number 2. Only Ice Dragon Legendary Gear and Ice Dragon Ancient Gear, not less than 7 random attributes, are able to be inherited into Legendary Rune Dragon Gear. Which means, if the stats, if your gears, or if your gears are not legendary, or if it's only rare, 6 stats below, you cannot inherit that specific gear. The only option that you got for that is to create a new one. Say for example, this one. The rare Ice Dragon earrings are only, or it only has 6 stats. So it's not legendary, it's just rare. So there's no way, there's no option for this gear, or for this accessory, to be inherited. Okay? So you have no choice, or the only choice that you got would be to craft a new one. Okay? This can be inherited because it's legendary. This one as well. This can be inherited. And for this one, because it's 7 random attributes, or it's considered as legendary. All right, so I think that's it. That sums up our video, or the discussion for today. If you have any further questions or clarifications regarding this video, you could just leave a comment below, and I'll try my best to cater, or to answer those questions for you. And a shout out, by the way, to Serious Guild of server 91 up until server 98, DXM, Deus Ex Machina Guild of S76, S77, S80, S81, and TH1 to 7 merge. And shout out to the Diver Squad community. More power. So, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on this channel if you like the video. So servers are already up and running, and that's it. Happy gaming.